Have you ever tried really, really hard to get somebody to like you or to just make them happy? And then all that happened is you became really, really unhappy, really, really tired, and then they still didn't approve of you, or they still were like, I don't know. That's because people pleasing is no way to live. We live in this world where, we're good-hearted people and we want to make people happy, whether it's our mom or our dad or it's our lover or it's our friends or it's our teachers or our peers. We want to make people happy. It seems like the right thing to do. But the problem with that is if you give up what you want in order to try to conform to what somebody else wants of you, all you get is two people who don't get what they want. One is because even if you try to go out of your way to change your career path or to change the way you show up in life or be a different person, the other person, you still won't fit their needs and their desires. So they're not going to end up being totally happy. And even if they were, what's the result? You give up everything that you want in life or who you really are, and nothing happens because people pleasing is no way to live. No one at the end of their life ever said, I am so happy that I tried to make everyone else happy and I never found out what I wanted and I never pursued my dreams and I was never my authentic self. No one has ever said that. In fact, it's always the opposite. There's a palliative nurse, Bonnie Ware, who spent her life with people just before they passed away, and she surveyed them, and out of the thousands of people that she worked with, guess what? The number one regret of the dying was, I wish I would have lived a life true to myself. And if you look around, so many of us are creating our own suffering by trying out of our own good intention to try and fit the mold for somebody else. So I invite you to ask yourself, where is it in my life that I'm trying to make mommy or daddy or I'm trying to make that person happy? Because the best way that you can make other people happy, the best way you can inspire other people is to be so inspired with who you are as a person, to be so happy with what you're doing with your life, with who you've become, that the byproduct of your joy, of your exuberance for life, is that you rub off on other people, is that you, by your effect, by you being there, you make other people happy. Right? But we mix that whole thing up because we're social creatures, right? Think about it. We're social creatures. If a mom doesn't touch a baby and doesn't give it proper attention, the baby will die. It needs love. And then if you go really far back, we're social creatures. Our ancestors are from tribes. We were in these little tribes. That's our great ancestors, our caveman, and all through the evolution of the human species, we're in tribes. We weren't loners. We weren't all by ourselves. We were in tribes. So naturally, we have an inclination to want to seek other people's approvals. And naturally, we have the inclination to want to include everyone into our life decisions or to run it by this person and that person. And it hurts to not be accepted and to have resistance from other people. But if that's how you live your life, the only thing that will happen is there'll be two unhappy people. Now, if you want to live a happy life, if you want to make other people actually happy, the first step is to find out how to create happiness in your own life. And that begins by asking, what do I want to do? Seriously, what do I want to do? And who do I want to be? And how am I not showing up for myself? Because what happens is we try to show up for other people, and as a result, we don't show up for ourselves. And all that does is create a cycle where it's like the horse with the carrot out in front of it, and it's chasing the carrot, but it can never get to the carrot. Pleasing other people is an illusion unless you first find the joy and happiness and peace within yourself. And it's this scary thing, right? Because it's like we want everyone to like us. We want to make other people happy. We want to just be a good person. But the result is nothing unless we start with ourselves. right? That's the whole quote. Be the change you want to see. The first question is, who do you want to be? I can remember when I decided that I wanted to be a writer, and I dropped out of college 5-6 years ago, or almost 7 years ago, 6 years ago, and I remember telling my mom, and she started crying, and she thought I ruined my life. I lost most of my friends. They thought it was really weird what I was doing. This jock guy with buzzed head is now gonna grow his hair out and become a writer. You're weird. And it was this really hard process, because whenever you step out on your hero's journey to become the hero of your own life, the natural result of stepping out of who you used to be, or a better way to say that is stepping out of trying to live the mold of what everyone else wants you to be. When you step out of that, the result is everybody goes, what's up with him? What's up with her? Why? What are you doing? Are you sure about that? You're going to ruin your life. Are you going crazy? What's wrong? I mean, but I don't understand why you're doing this. I mean, I've spent all of this time trying to make your life good, and here you go. I mean, you could have had this and this and this, and what's wrong? I mean, I don't know. I don't even understand you anymore. Who are you anymore? And all of that happens. And then when we get up against the wall of stepping out of our box, then we step back into safety. Most people tiptoe through life hoping to arrive safely at death. You can't arrive safely at death, but most people tiptoe through their lives because they don't want to make anyone else unhappy. So I went from my mom thinking I was crazy and I ruined my life, losing all my friends, to creating this amazing dream career and having success and making money doing what I wanted and being able to hopefully inspire you, but most of all, feeling at peace with who I was. And the result of that is I've never had a better relationship with my mom. I've got all new friends that actually truly care about me, and they don't judge me when I think different or I have new ideas that are crazy. Once you step out of the mold of who you thought you were supposed to be, or who you think you need to be in order to please him or her, and you get through the turbulence, right? It's like when a plane takes off, it hits turbulence. But then when it gets into cruising altitude, then it's off to the races, then it's clean, then it's good to go. And when you get through that, then what happens is you attract the type of people that are on the same frequency as you. You attract new friends, and when your mom, when your dad, when your lover, when your old friends, when other people see that you're happy now, they become happy. Because that's all everyone wants, is that everyone wants everyone to be happy, but they think they know what will make you happy. But only you know what will make you happy, right? That's the whole thing. So the question is, how can I create happiness in my own life? What would make me the happiest person I could be? How can I be the happiest person that I know? And when you ask yourself that question, the answer will scare you. Because the answer, you might not know how it's possible, or you don't know what your mom or your dad or your niece or your boyfriend or girlfriend or your husband or wife is going to say. And the question to ask yourself is it really a life that you lived if you lived up to everybody else's expectations? I would say no. And Bonnie Ware, who studied thousands of people just before their deathbeds, found out that all of them said their number one regret was, I wish I would have lived a life true to myself. So thousands of people on their deathbeds thought the same thing. So the question is, how can you be the happiest version of yourself? How can you be the happiest person that you know? And when you take steps in that way, then other people get inspired. Then other people's minds open up. Because, get this, if you're pleasing other people, you're not truly living. If that's your intention. Is like, how can I please them? How can I make them happy? I'm afraid of what's going to happen if I do this. Then you're tiptoeing through life hoping to arrive safely at death. People pleasing is no way to live. Comment below and let me know if this spoke to you, and let me know what change you can make, or what way you've been spending your life trying to please people. And let's see. I mean, I think the interesting thing is going to be most people probably have similar stories. So comment them below. Thank you. Be sure to press subscribe. I think the link's in the corner right there. Appreciate you guys. Have an amazing day. Press like on this video. Support the video.